All right. Yeah, I don't need to be very big for this video. So, a lot of people have been asking in my comments over the years. It's not all the time, but it has been often enough over the about 4 years that I've been speedrunning this game, 4 or 5 years. How do you do such and such a move, especially Xianghua spin to win move? So this is just a little bit of a tutorial about how to do the Xianghua move. So we're going to go into free training. Gonna select our Xianghua. Go ahead and give her this so you can see the damage impact there. I don't even care who we beat up. Sure. Player 2, Tira, whatever.
Versus Tira. Battle.
Bless you.
Fight.
All right, so you can open up and check the freestyle settings. You can check the command list and see all the different attacks that are available. And you can actually click them and see them at use. So you go A, B, that's her standard string. And they have them in list of all your A attacks, your B attacks, your K attacks. You should know these if you've played any Soulcalibur. It's pretty standard. On a PlayStation controller, any era, pretty much always your A attacks are square, your B attacks are triangle, and your kick attacks are circle, if set to that. Then there are your simultaneous ones. And the move that I use that everybody asks about is down here in A+K, the Linhua. No, it's not the Linhua. What do they call it then? Is it the special? Okay, it's under special. The Howli goes into this little spin, and then there are things that come out when you're doing it. There are only a couple that are actually done. I don't know how they're do that because that's there, but it doesn't even show. Whoops. All right, so you hit A+K, you just go into this. And if you hit any of the normal commands, they aren't listed because they basically count as just coming out of a crouch. But so if I use square, which is a attack, at the right time, it comes out as that double. That's your wall rising A, your wall rising B, and your wall rising kick. So the only things that are actually different about it is using B+K afterwards. The Great Wall, which you do if you just hit it. But the main thing to do is to use A to key to go into the spin, and then hold B+K, and then it happens automatically. You don't have to let go of B+K. This one is not showing. Some of them will actually show inputs on some of the Soulcaliburs. Maybe I'm just thinking of later ones like Soulcalibur 6. Information type, attack data on, damage information, hit icon. Yeah, it doesn't show the actual command inputs, unfortunately. But so that's just basically it. A+K and then hold B+K immediately. A lot of times you'll see me mess this up every once in a while. I'll try to do it, but I'll not quite hit A+K, and I'll use B+K instead, which does this crappy little low poke, which takes too long as well. And on training, the stand-up influence, they're actually a lot better guarding than they are in actual gameplay, which kind of shows just how and why this move is broken. Because you come out fast enough, you just... the automatic standing, just the way that the training works, they come out kind of guarding immediately. But the AI fails to recognize it properly, and so once you've got them down, it turns into the infinite combo. I didn't know second stick could do that. I've been playing an awful lot of Kingdom Hearts lately, which uses the stick more than the commands, and the right stick actually does some of the commands, interestingly. Now, A+Kick and B+Kick is are kind of difficult things to do. If you look at the controller, that would normally require you to do square plus circle, or triangle plus circle. rather inconvenient. So in controller settings here, I set my L1 button to do A+K automatically and the R1 button to do B+K automatically. The defaults for these, you can see the things that are default in green. Normally they make K R1, so I guess you can do kick, and that would actually be okay if you want to use it that way. And then L1 is guard again. I don't know exactly why, but I guess it makes it easier to combo with these in here. If you like to vary between using throws and the kicks, whoops. The good news about using it this way is that you can then press L1 and square at the same time in order to do a throw, or L1 and triangle, and then do R1 and square and triangle to do the A-click plus B-kick attacks. But I find it a lot easier because I use the A+Kick and B+Kick abilities so much. I find it a lot easier to just set those to my shoulders. And there's a couple of reasons why, because that's the spin, but there are most of the other abilities that I really use a lot use the same controls. Not as much for A+Kick, but B+Kick really does. So let's do Arthur, who has the katana style here. Let's do something more enclosed so I won't ring out. Doesn't really matter. Most of my sword masters use this style from Arthur, and that's because B+K is this shoulder charge into the lift up attack, and then you can combo that in a couple of different various ways. And you can see it there on the command list as well. Simultaneous B+K does a mid into a guard impact. This one still has enclosed, though the wall's only over this way. Guard impact only comes on like a just perfect input, though, I think. So that's one that I use a lot. B+K has good attacks on a lot of different move styles as well, for ones if you want to try them out. For instance, this is the kunai, one that you have access to immediately from the start of the game with a ninja.
Battle. Fight.
And the one I prefer for the ninja is this running forward triple jump. If you're able to aim correctly, you do a lot of damage, and the AI always has trouble blocking the second kick, even if they block the first, so that leads to a lot of damage. But another thing you can spam a bit more usefully is this little Somersault Attack, which again is done with BK. A triple kick combo. Didn't get it right there, but you can do the triple kick combo afterwards. That does a lot of damage. And that's pretty useful, especially early on, although it there are a lot of these attacks that the AI gets used to very quickly. Another one that is pretty good is... This is one that actually uses the... Oh, no, that isn't the one. That isn't her. Julia Luna. The spear has a couple of interesting attacks off of BK. BK, Burger King.
Battle. Fight.
Basic BK is just this little thrust right here. It's okay, comes out kind of quickly, hits high though. But this charge is pretty useful, especially for ringing out. That's done by holding forward and hitting BK. In addition, there is this ring out move, which is pretty dangerous because you can ring out yourself as well if you're not careful. But if you've got them near the edge and they're a little bit stunned, or right as they get up is a great time to use it. You can throw them out. Again, be careful with it though. Those are the only good BK moves there. Whoops.
Battle. Fight.
This AB is kind of fun as well. Oh, not quite. No, is that? Yeah, that's that one. This spinning one can also be a knockout. This is back in AB though. There are at least a couple more BK moves I want to show off. Demuth is the fan. Yeah, he's the fan. This one's actually one of the few A kick attacks that I really enjoy. The fan is a really hard weapon to use properly, but it does have this, and this is just AK. So if you have this set to a shoulder button, it's really easy to use. It's 2 hits. The first one makes them fall over. The second staggers them, and the second hit is also unblockable. If they try to if they're going to just guard, they'll block and then get hit by the unblockable anyway. Usually what they'll do instead is try and duck the first one, and then they'll stand up and get hit by the second one, and it reaches all the way across the screen. So it's one of your best just basic damage dealers if you can get away with it. At high levels, the AI will sidestep it and come charging in close really easily. And sometimes they will be able to duck both attacks, but it's pretty good. And again, that's just an A+ kick attack that you can get off. And of course, one more B kick that is very strong is Chester. This one you would never see me use in the speedrun. MCO. Most of these you'll never see any except for the Samurai Shoulder Charge or the spin in a basic speedrun, but there's a possibility of seeing these, and that is the bomb throw. All it is B+K. Hits high, blocks, very good range on it, knocks enemies over. You can also charge it, and then it launches them, and then you can do more damage and possibly knock them out of bounds if they're near the edge. Works pretty well. You can also throw it low if they're ducking by holding down when you do it. You can either hold the charge or just release it. So there are a couple of ways to throw off the enemies with it. The problem is it does not a whole lot of damage, and it's a little slow if you're charging it up. And then you don't have a lot of follow-up because the dagger's attacks are pretty awful. They're just low damage, and they're not nearly as fast as a short-range, low-damage weapon should be. Then you've got your Shoryuken bomb attack from AB. That is his A+K. It's this really interesting kick, too. That was actually, I think, probably taken from Tekken. So that's just an example of and instruction on how to do your Xianghua skills and other things in here, the spin to win. So just wanted to record that and show it off a little.